President Trump ramping up his battle against criminal gangs like MS-13 and Tren de Aragua in order to keep the country safe. One person who knows all about taking down these gangs is our next guest, Bernard Zapor. He's a former ATF special agent in charge who worked extensively undercover for 8 years in anti-gang units. He is now a faculty associate at Arizona State University. Mr. Zapor, it's good to have you here. Thanks for coming on today. Tell us about these two gangs, Tren de Aragua, MS-13. Give us a thumbnail description of each one.
Well, first off, they have a significant level of threat, and the reason why the Venezuelan gang in particular is their willingness and ability to form alliances with other criminal enterprises and syndicates, which gives them a global reach versus, say, other criminal organizations that are territorial and cloistered. Both MS-13 and the Venezuelan gangs, they will expand, they will negotiate, and they have influence in multiple countries, Europe, Mexico now with cartels, Central and South America, and they are of a primary threat to the U.S. getting a foothold here. It would be very much like allowing a malignant cell into your body. You don't want it because it's only going to get worse and expand exponentially.
This fellow who was arrested, one of the top 3 leaders of MS-13 in the United States, Henry Josu Villatoro Santos, arrested in Virginia. Here's what the Attorney General had to say about him on Laura Ingram's Ingram Angle. Listen.
He has been in the United States for probably over a decade, but we believe he was recruited in middle school. In middle school, can you believe that? In middle school, but he's been living here illegally with friends and family, and the Biden administration did absolutely nothing to deport these people. You know, as the president says, we didn't need new laws. We will try to deport him to El Salvador. Let's send him home. That's where he belongs.
We know you worked undercover and worked on infiltrating some of these gangs. Recruiting a future leader in middle school, it seems astounding.
Well, you're basically raising and growing a sociopath. You need ferocity and criminal intelligence, and that's who rises to the top in these organizations. So make no mistake, it's the most vicious, but the ones that can think strategically at the same time. Diabolical thought. You know, these organizations, these gangs, these syndicates, very much like the Mexican cartels, they are flexible in following the contraband that works for them. They can switch from human sex trafficking to narcotics to extortion to anything, fentanyl, whatever it is that's going to yield money and give them more power. They have the ability to adapt, and they use their relationships and influences to do that. A lot of this originates from prison gangs. The Venezuelan gang has a very unique origin, originally starting as some type of workers union to deal with the train in that town. And then it went into a prison gang, which have ultimate influence because anybody that rotates in and out of a prison system is subject to ownership by a prison gang. And that influence exists on the outside of the penitentiary as well in all countries.
I want to ask you about sanctuary cities and what they contribute to this. Here's Glenn Youngkin, the governor of Virginia, on that score. Oh. All right. Sorry, we do not have that. But let me just ask you, the fact that many of these gangs are headquartered in sanctuary cities, is that a problem for the federal authorities trying to round them up?
It's a problem for the United States, and it's a problem for our democracy, for the simple fact that, again, if we're using the analogy of this being a malignancy, a cancer, we're taking away our strongest medication, our strongest treatment. Criminal deportation of these people that are here unlawfully in our country is a powerful tool. And if we are blocking it, preventing it, asking law enforcement, which is contrary, in these municipalities to not assist ICE and the Department of Homeland Security in their mission to eradicate them, it doesn't make any good sense, and it's immoral, in my opinion.
Bernard Zapor, who has spent a career trying to round up some of these bad guys. We appreciate your efforts, and we appreciate you coming on today. Thank you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.